Welcome back to the Best Coaster of the Year weekly series. Last week, you guys voted for the best coaster of 1994, and it was actually a little bit closer than I expected, but Nemesis at Alton Towers edged out Raptor at Cedar Point by not as big of a margin as it should have been. Um, I still think Nemesis is easily one of the best B&M inverts. Totally, I really love Raptor. It's one of my favorites, but Nemesis does it a lot better. That first helix looks really great. All the inversions look stupid, whippy, and some really great pacing. Raptor ends with the great final helix and has a bunch of great whippy elements as well. It's a little bit longer, a little bit bigger, but I think Nemesis does it just so well with the terrain interaction and all that cool stuff that it's got. Like that corkscrew drop sort of thing. It's just a really great looking ride. I still stand by me thinking it's the best being an invert actually. So yeah, it also beat Desperado, that Aero Hyper that's barely been operating the past year or so, out in Prim, Nevada near Las Vegas. That's a really cool ride. It's got some great airtime and laterals, but kind of painful, I'd imagine. I know how painful Magnum is, and I imagine that's even more painful with all laterals. And then Grand Montserrat got no votes, unfortunately. Although it's deserving. Okay, you guys don't understand. I called it the Mac Mine Train. That's what I called it, right? I didn't call it anything crazy because this thing is like super intense. It's definitely not a family coaster. This thing is like you pull some serious positive G's on some of those turns. There's like a helix that looks really good, and after the first drop is a really great intense turn. But anyway, the point is it's a really cool mine train, but it got no votes, and I don't blame you because Nemesis is really great anyway. So that's cool. Moving on, you're going to be voting for one of the four coasters on the metal list for you that opened in 1995. Vote for the best coaster using the eye. We got Cyclops at Mount Olympus, the CCI Buzzbar Woody. We've got Dragon Con at Port Aventura, the B&M Sit Down. Scandia Screamer at Scandia Amusement Park, the E&F High Miler. And Raven at Holiday World, the CCI Terrain Woody. So you can vote using the eye in the top right corner of the video. And let's talk about some more coasters that opened this year. We had Arkham Asylum, the shock therapy is what it's called now, at Warner Bros. Movie World. That is down in Australia. They opened an SLC this year. That's probably a big deal at the time. Not really anymore. Batman the Ride at Six Flags St. Louis, the fourth Batman clone to open. That was down. That opened this year. We had Cannonball Run at Waterville, USA open this year. That nice little out and back CCI that is unfortunately closing in very soon actually. So yeah, in 2018 that's closing down. And Space Mountain at Disneyland Paris, which is now known as like Star Wars Rebel something hyperspace mission or something like that. I forget. That opened this year. Can't really tell you a whole lot about these coasters. 93 was an interesting year for sure. A T3, that horrible SLC, opened as T2, now it's T3 after that. When they painted red and gave it coomback restraints. Yeah, interesting stuff going on there. That SLC kicking them. Twister 2 at Illich Gardens also opened this year. That is the really twisty ride that is supposed to be better than the one at the old Illich Gardens, but I'm pretty sure it's better. Or it's worse than the original because, older Woodies are usually better than the newer ones. But it's really weird how it's like an in-house sort of thing. Just does not look like a very good ride, but it would be a great ride to RMC, so please RMC it. But the park might just close down, so who knows. Viper at Six Flags Great Adventure also opened this year. That was the Togo Looper that totally screwed up. It was the first coaster to have a Heartline roll aside from the Ultra Twisters. The Heartline roll, that was really cool. They marketed that a little bit. It had a really interesting theme. There's some really interesting videos. There's a few point of views out there. Just a really weird looking ride with a really weird first element that you can see the train going through there. It's like a weird dive loop sort of thing that does a twist on the top and it's just really weird. Viper at Six Flags Great America also opened this year. That almost made the cut, but I opted for Scandia Screamer. Because Scandia Screamer is variety, and Viper doesn't really seem like variety, but that is just a clone of Cyclone. It's a pretty good clone of Cyclone. It occasionally runs backwards, which is really, really cool. It's got that great double down that most Cyclone coasters have, and it looks like a really solid ride. So I hear this year it isn't running as well as it has been, but still a very cool ride, and very close to being as good as everything else. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all later.